But
it's always bad when you get murdered.
It is bad.
Damn first your day. Hello everyone and welcome to the 2020s, the Roaring 20s.
It's the Roaring 20s, Brandon.
We got our flapper gowns and we got our Hutchinson suits.
What?
I don't know what that is. What do they call it? Rolled suits?
I don't know. I was smoking a cigarette.
It's the things where people are like, we should bring this back. And it's people that are in all these suits and they have chains. And I'm like, I don't want chains on my suit.
Chains?
It's like
the
the
pocket
Newsboys
watch.
hat. Maybe they have a pocket watch. I thought it was like on a chain, like a
No, I think
kid would
any
have.
chain on the suit's probably a pocket watch from that point.
That
But
does
I don't
make
know.
more sense.
It is the Roaring 20s, and Brandon, I see clearly now, because of course I have 20/20 vision.
Jordan made that comment on our Facebook, and my mom was like, I didn't get it at first, but then I got it, and it was hilarious.
Also, a big shout out to Miss Gina, who always, that's Brandon's mother, who always prepares for me a special little Christmas treat. She's a little late this time, but that's all right. I just want her to know. I want you to know, Miss Gina, that I love you and I care for you.
It builds with anticipation.
It does.
Like, I think that getting all of your presents on Christmas Day is overrated. I love that I've gotten to the point to where I usually have, like, Christmas with one group of friends or family the week before.
Yeah.
Then, like, the day of, then, like, the week after, and then for some people it's, like, 2 weeks after. You'll be like, oh, I forgot to give you this Christmas present.
And we did that,
Thank
actually.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't forget, but it was the first time we'd seen each other.
I've been eating a lot of those chocolate-covered almonds.
I'm so glad that you like something in that box.
All right, we are here today, Keith, to once again search your expert opinion. The
Many people are
2010s
searching for that.
have come and they have gone, and they brought us some gifts, some good, some bad.
Okay.
And I wanted to go through those gifts and see which of those inventions do you think will be around
Inventions.
10 years from now.
Okay.
If we go back 20 years ago into the 90s gave us e-commerce. They gave us a Toyota Prius. They gave us internet. They gave us Justin Timberlake.
The 90s gave us the Prius?
Uh-huh.
Really?
1997.
Wow. Justin Timberlake obviously was born before the 90s.
Yes.
He got
but
popular then?
yeah, that's when the entertainment said, here, take up Timberlake. In the 2000s, we received the flash drive, Bluetooth, Facebook, and everyone's favorite Southwestern Grill, Moe's.
Oh man, that is one of my favorite. It is my favorite Southwestern grill. It truly is.
So now in the 2010s,
Chipotle sucks.
It's so true. They're so rude. If Michael Ogson's watching, he's going to be disagreeing with
I'm
us.
sorry, Chipotle is fine.
They're not.
Not as
We
good
don't
as
lie
Moe's.
here. So I've jotted down some inventions from the 2010s. I tried to keep it with some of the more successful ones in the 2010s.
Yeah, okay.
To see if when we reach the 2030 mark, do you think that we'll still be like using these, or do you think that these will already be gone?
Yeah, so you think 2010s, will these inventions made in the 2010s be on your list when we do the same video in 10 years?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Hold us to that, viewers, if you're out there.
First off, the iPad. It came out in the 2010s through Apple. Do you think that the iPad will still be around in 2030?
Some version of something like that. A personal computing device that's not a full-on computer, but it's more than a cell phone, I think may still be around.
Like a physical tablet, or do you think that it will be like a hologram?
10 years from now, I don't know. It may be some of that 3D hologram stuff like in Star Wars or whatever. I don't know. The iPad, it was probably the first tablet of its kind, I believe, but I don't know. You know what? I don't think we will. Actually, now that you say that, I don't think we will have. I think cell phones will become powerful enough that we won't need something in between that and a computer, probably.
Kickstarter. Do you think that Kickstarter or crowdfunding as a whole, do you think that that'll be around in 2030s? If so, do you think that it'll look any different?
I think it will. I think it'll grow. I think crowdfunding will be in all its forms. So you got Kickstarter, you've got, what's the other one?
GoFundMe.
But you've also got Patreon, which we delve into, which we, until we have more, we're not talking about that. We have a video about that. But I think things like Patreon or Patreon itself will become a much bigger part of business in the coming years. I think the idea that like, hey, I do a thing that it's not quite something that, I can really capitalize on it unless there are people who want to support me doing it for art and stuff like that. And I think supporting people to do the things that you like that they do, I think that's going to become a big deal because it's, there are huge things that have been kickstarted and stuff now.
Yeah.
So I think in the future, we're going to be kicking a lot more stuff to get started.
Venmo.
Venmo, I think, oh gosh.
I guess that's peer-to-peer money sharing?
Yeah. So whatever, share, electronic, individual to individual, I give you $1, whatever. I think so. Or will you even have to do that? Will there even be I think sharing money between individuals will obviously be something in 10 years. But the method we use to do it, I don't know. I don't know in 10 years what things will look like. Whether it'll just be like maybe we will all have implants. And I can just say like, give Brandon $10, and then like I put my hand to your head. Did I hit your glasses? I'm sorry. I hit those too bad. But, like I put my hand to your head, and then your $10 goes into your account. I don't know, but I think that type of sharing of money, it has made things very easy.
I think when it covers, I guess it begins with like a Venmo, and it covers a couple of the ones we're about to go over. But sometimes I wonder, are we just one big like scandal or like PR nightmare from those things disappearing? Yeah. Like Venmo, if someone was to just steal a bunch of money, like does that go away, or does it still support and all of the smaller ones now just grow and Venmo just gets cut out?
Sure.
And that goes for like some of these. Like I sometimes wonder, are we growing to where we're going to get past, like, it's going to take a couple of scandals to take you down?
Yeah.
Or are we getting to the point to where, since we have social media's growing, it only takes one good scandal?
Cancel culture, baby.
Like, Me Too movement. You look at how many people, like, one person came forward.
That's true.
Their whole careers are gone.
It'll blow up. Cancel culture, baby. Venmo, guess what? You canceled. You canceled.
Ring doorbell. Or I guess brands like that.
That's a very oddly specific thing. Is this something you just checked out the door on the way out? You're like, I'll add that to the list. Because you have one of those, don't you?
Yeah, we have, I always want to call it iRing, but then I realized Apple doesn't own it.
I think we should just expand that to home surveillance, right?
Yeah.
I think that home surveillance has become a much easier thing to do. And so I think it will continue. I think if you have the extra money to put a camera on your doorbell now, because the thing is that with social media, with the TV, with the internet, everything is so well marketed.
Yeah.
Like I know about these things. I haven't bought one yet. Maybe I'll buy one when we move into our new house or whatever. But I know about it. And so the more people know about it, and then it's like $60 and I could have this forever.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to protect your things as best as you can? So I think home surveillance like that, I think that will be a continued thing into the future for sure.
Uber, or I guess what do you call the broader ride sharing?
Yeah, ride sharing.
Ride sharing.
Ride sharing will continue. Now Uber may be a couple murders away from going the way of Cain, but you still have Lyft. That's not. I shouldn't make light of that. That's bad when that happens for sure. When people take advantage of you like that. But
it's always bad when you get murdered.
It is bad.
Dampers your day.
Brandon's not letting me not joke about it. Yes, absolutely. We're killing taxis. Mm-hmm. Taxis, it's time to innovate, or it's time to lower prices or whatever, or you're done for. I'm sorry, because this is the easier thing, because each party involved is benefiting, I think, maybe even more. So unless the taxi unions can kill the ride sharing, I think ride sharing will absolutely continue to be a thing, especially in more populated cities, unless... Now, hear me out on this. Mm-hmm. I don't believe it's possible for us to have self-driving cars everywhere in 10 years. Yeah. But imagine in 10 years, self-driving cars, there is no more ride sharing. Because Elon Musk's company, Tesla, has a service that a Tesla will autopilot to. You call a Tesla taxi. A Tesla. or whatever, and then you don't need Uber because there's an automated. It's like a city bus, except it goes anywhere on the street.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that way rideshare could die.
That was one of the things on here was it said self-driving cars, but I was like, well, I don't consider those to be full-on inventions because you're like, oh, well, we have this thing in the warehouse that works. I'm like, it's not tested until you have it in the market.
And we don't have them fully. Like, I think Teslas can drive on the interstate or whatever, autopilot, but they can't get you across a downtown area.
Now, would you because I know for us, like, we just took a trip down to Savannah, and we were, like, on our, like, Google Maps. Or Apple Maps.
Apple Map.
Whatever's on the iPhone.
Apple Map.
And it kept on giving us directions that were not correct. So it's like, if you're going to trust that, like, if I'm in a car...
True.
I can't, it's just going to be preset to I want to go to point A to point B.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you would trust that, or do you think at that point you're going to be like, listen, this car's driving, I don't care if it goes down, like, Main Street instead of, like, King Street?
That's true. I really don't know. I already don't trust them. I don't trust the self-driving car, not because I don't necessarily trust the car, it's just because until everyone is in a self-driving car, I don't want to be on the road with some guy who's the last surviving truck driver. He's like, I refuse to give up this job. I don't want to be run over that guy.
Yeah.
So I don't trust, until everyone's self-driving, no one is, in my opinion. So I'm not a big fan of that.
Netflix original series. They took off in, I believe, 2013 with, I was about to say Game of Cards, but that's House of Cards.
Yeah, House of Cards. Was that the first one?
Yeah, it was the first one. They've taken off. They're winning a lot of awards. But now you also have, like, Disney Plus. I feel like I'm playing, like, little devil's advocate right here. But you also have, like, a lot of more players in the game than you did with Netflix. Do you think that 2030 we're still going to be talking about you got to watch Netflix original series? Do you even think Netflix will still be around?
Man, in 10 years they don't start turning a profit. I feel like, I don't know, maybe they have, but I know Netflix is not, as far as profit is concerned, business-wise, is not the most profitable business. It brings in a lot of revenue, but it also spends a butt ton of money on these series. But I think if they can keep making good ones, it seems like at every season of the year, there's something good you need to be watching. Like, you need to be watching The Witcher now, or that there's always a meme coming out. There's about that crazy guy who kills people. There's all kind of good ones coming out, and if they can maintain revenue enough to keep making really good stuff, I don't see why not. I mean, eventually Netflix probably will get bought by Disney.
Yeah.
And then it'll all be in Disney Plus. So I guess now I've talked myself out of it. No, Netflix will not. Netflix won't be around 3 more years. They're going to get bought by Disney.
Instagram. Do you think Instagram will be around in 10 years?
I hope not.
Really?
I just wish, I want to go back to the good old days where Facebook was all of them, right? Why do you could do a picture on Facebook, you could write 160 characters on Facebook, but now Facebook stinks. Facebook sucks. You may be watching this on Facebook, but like it's just so muddled. There's things everywhere. Like, I don't want to have to see a little game icon in the bottom left of my face. I just wish that it could be, that Facebook could be more like Twitter, and that Instagram could be more like Twitter. Not because Twitter's the best, but they both need to come in a little bit. I need more text options in Instagram.
Yeah.
And I need to cut the fat on Facebook and then just bring it in. And so I don't know. I'm wondering if some new social media might not come out of the shadows and kill them all in the next 10 years.
You know, I think what's funny is, like, we all want stuff. And I know, like, for Instagram, the one thing that like, if I could do one thing on there, I would want to be able to comment a photo.
Yeah.
Like, on a photo. Because I know on my NASCAR page, I'm always like, hey, which of these are your favorite, like, paint schemes or whatever? And people have to type in, like, 2007 Valvoline car.
Yeah.
Versus being able to say, bam, there's the car. But also, like, you go back a couple of years ago, I think what made Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat so good was that Facebook had everything, but then if you're Instagram, if you were like more of a photographer, you'd go there because it's focused more on that. Twitter was more on, you're going to type something, you got to keep it short. But now that you've given more power to Twitter and Instagram, now you can do all this, it's more muddied because it's like, well, why do I need to have this when I can do it all in either format or
if
whatever?
I could get everybody I cared about in the same place, I don't know if that'd be better or worse. Because right now, Facebook is like more people I know.
Yeah.
Twitter is kind of more people I don't know, but I like the things they like.
And they're very angry.
They're very angry. And then Instagram is just like kind of the Wild West, like anything.
Yeah.
Memes or... Now, I get my memes from Reddit now, everybody. Let's calm down. I make memes for Instagram.
And finally, air fryers. It's a craze that took off in the 2010s.
Oh, man.
Like you're frying like with the air instead of the fry. Like
I think in 2 years it's going to come out that air fryers were cause cancer. That everybody who used an air fryer got a big old brain tumor because of something going wrong in it, and everybody's going to be like, you know what, dipping stuff in grease was the best option. I think that's going to happen with everything.
10 years from now, will there still be fried food?
Yes. Yes. There'll only be fried food. Have you seen WALL-E? There will only be fried food in 10 years. That's it.
All right, well, there you go. That's been our look at some of the inventions going back to the 2010s. We'll see if this holds up.
Yeah.
You should comment your favorite invention from the
please,
2010s.
Yeah.
Or what did you hate? Silly bands. Do you think they should come back?
Whoa, silly bands. Whoa.
I would put them on there, but they lasted about 3 days and then they were gone.
They were. I can remember Lizzie had like getting the silly band from a girl. And like, I got this purple hippo from, Clarice in elementary class.
Old elementary class.
I don't know. Keep telling them goodbye.
But yeah, that's been our take on that. You should definitely like this video.
Please.
As I said before, you should comment and let us know what your favorite invention was. Did we forget one? Is there something that's going to come back? Should we have looked at the 80s? Should we have gone back to the roaring 20s of 1920s and looked if something is still alive?
No one ever talks about the 1820s, Brandon.
They don't.
I want to think about the 1820s.
We need enough comments on this video to bring back.
Yeah. Yes.
Make the 1820s great again.
Let's shoot people in the street again. That's what I think with a revolver.
Just take that out of context.
Yeah, you can cut that out.
As Keith likes to say, we care. What do you always say, Keith?
I tell them that we love them very much.
We do.
I think we were in the groove on that one, though.